another day, and you don't have to hide away. You'll be in my body, but for now it's time to run. It's time to run.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the School of Science podcast, episode number 30. My name is Jordan Gifkins. Alongside me is the dictator, Jake Y. How are you, mate?
I'm fantastic, mate. How about yourself?
Good, mate. Just catching up on a little bit of dictation.
Dictation?
Yeah, dictation for the dictator. The dictator.
How are you a dictator?
The dictator. Today is the magical 30, number 30, also the number that I'm pretty sure Alcaraz wore when he was at Everton.
The number that Holgate wears.
It's number 30.
Yeah.
Blimey, time flies when you're having fun. Today we're talking about Everton versus Lyon, as well as Everton versus Watford.
Can't wait.
Can't bloody wait to listen to this one. Lyon 3, Everton 0. Jake was a misery compiler, to say the least. Pushed us out of the chances we have of making the next round of Europa League.
Good.
Not really surprising whatsoever. Unless Lyon or Atalanta get punished by UEFA for something they did. But let's be honest, it's probably not going to happen.
We're really clutching at straws to try and get out of this group, aren't we?
Yeah, well, I remember a few years ago there was something going on with Russian teams, and they almost didn't qualify them for Champions League, and they said that Everton might qualify for Champions League if UEFA rubs them out for some reason.
And they didn't, because it's the most Everton thing ever.
Of course, they decided not to rub them out.
Yeah, I do remember that, actually. We finished fifth that season. That was good.
Yeah.
Good days.
Bring them back next season when we don't have to think about Europa League. Isn't that smart? Look, there's only so much we can say about this game, realistically. Team selection was incorrect.
Again? For all the fucking 300th time this season?
Red cards, no striker, Martina, Williams. I think that just about sums it up. 2 holding mids, 3 holding mids, realistically. Fucking hell. GG.
No striker was the main thing for me.
Yeah, look, we tried Sigurdsson.
I genuinely cannot believe we've wound up with Sigurdsson. But he's not a striker, and the main thing that pissed me off is the fact we were trying to play Sigurdsson as a target man.
Yeah, with Cabot.
The amount of times I don't understand, and if you actually obviously you watch Everton games, but if you actually watch what we do on a consistent basis, we have performed the most long balls this season in the Premier League. Who the fuck are we performing those long balls to?
Calvert-Lewin.
Exactly. A 20-year-old who has no confidence in the world. He does, but he's a 20-year-old with no confidence at the moment.
Yeah, I don't know. Look, let's discuss the lineup because, well, as you said, Sigurdsson is the target man. Martina started at left back. Realistically, we needed to give Baines a break. I would have preferred to see Feeney there just because he's a more natural player in that position. But it wasn't
the thing that I was so happy about with Kumi getting sacked is the fact that I thought I'd never see Martina again.
Well, we won't.
Now he starts our most important European game in a long time.
He got subbed off on the 43rd minute through concussion. He is fine and well, for those wondering.
I 100% reckon he faked it. I don't care. It's upsetting. Well, it's not upsetting, but it's not good to see a player of your team go off, but I honestly don't think he was injured.
He didn't look like it.
I genuinely don't think he was injured. I reckon he just couldn't be arsed anymore.
Doesn't surprise me. Anyway, after he went off, Kenny was shifted to left back. Besic went in at right back. I don't know what's going on. I would have preferred to have seen us go to a back 3, to be honest. Just because, why not?
Why would you do that?
Just because.
Why would we do anything that's logical?
Just because.
I agree with you, but why would we do that? Because we don't do anything that's logical.
What I suspect was wrong about the move initially, Besic coming on, as much as we think Besic is, all right cover defensively, he's done a pre-season, he's done okay at centre back, pretty aggressive, but
Pretty aggressive if he
why
came on
didn't we bring
and
on?
tried to two-foot the fuck out of someone.
Why didn't we bring on Feeney? Just it's like for like swap realistically. I know Feeney is technically a centre back, but he's a lot like Galloway in that he can play at left back as well.
I think we should have just moved Idrissa Gueye to left back and brought on a striker and moved Sigurdsson back to number 10, because Idrissa Gueye before he went to Aston Villa was a left back, so he can play there. I thought we're already in the whole first half we created one half chance leading up to the time when Martino went off. So I just thought move Idrissa there, put Sigurdsson back, and bring on Carvalho. But again, we didn't do that. We persisted with playing Sigurdsson up front.
Well, this is something different. I guess we're just trying shit now. Look, Lyon are very good. Let's not beat around the bush here. Lyon are
They're
very
not, though.
good
I
side.
honestly don't think they are.
Oh.
I honestly don't think they're good value. Like when they started to click in the second half, obviously when they gained momentum, fantastic. But that counts for any side in European competition. If any side in European competition gains momentum, they usually go on with it. Lyon was suspect. We were shithouse. I don't see how anyone can take positive out of this game. And we were dog shit, but we had a great chance early in the second half to go 1-0 up. And it was Idrissa Gueye that it fell to, but if it falls to someone with half-decent finishing, we're 1-0 up, and we're absolute shithouse. So, and we also had a chance where Kenny headed it back and Holgate smashed it against the bar, and that could potentially be 2-0 up if we had scored the first chance as well. So, it's just, I don't think Lyon were that good. They just played on confidence, and like Unsworth said as well, as soon as we concede one goal, we look like we're going to concede a second straight away because all the players' heads just drop straight away. So,
you know, interesting
it's
thing.
just repetitive.
I'm looking at here. Lille. Everyone remembers Lille, a good French team.
I can't remember Lille.
They are currently 19th in Ligue 1. They've got
Say it again.
Ligue 1. They won one game this season, which was their opening day against Nantes. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. And they haven't won a game since. This is very, very similar to Everton, yeah.
Well, there's teams in basically any league you could look at that shouldn't be in positions that they're in. Like Victory in Australia, Sunderland are in relegation right now in the Championship as well. And you've just said Lille, they're right now, I think that's relegation for League One as well.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Everton are in relegation for the Premier League. And it's just everywhere you fucking look, there's teams that are struggling. So I guess we've been the chosen one of the Premier League to be the underperforming team this season. So it's very nice of the Football and Gauze to choose us as that team. Malaga right now in relegation of La Liga as well, and a few years ago they were in the quarterfinals of Champions League. So yeah, it's funny how football does work every now and then, Jordan.
Yeah, it's unlikely, but whatever.
We're not going to get relegated, but at the same time, come on. Wolfsburg are near relegation in Bundesliga as well.
Look, I think you're right. I think we're going to get relegated. I'm looking at this Watford game.
I honestly think we're going to win.
I think we're going to win as well. It's a danger game, though. It is a very dangerous game because, we've been, everyone realistically has been watching Watford this season. They've been performing above expectations currently, probably to say the least. Currently sit 8th. They've been impressive. They have got a negative goal difference, so they are pretty
they've been
leaky.
gashed the last few weeks.
But that's one way of putting it. They've been gash. Yeah, so, they've lost at home to Stoke last week. They got lost away to Chelsea 4-2. Not that we can really talk too much. They lost at home to City 6-0. They're very inconsistent.
They're there for the taking.
The one thing that they're doing quite well is travelling. And as we can look at their away results so far this season, they beat Bournemouth away 2-0. They beat Southampton away 2-0. They beat Swansea away 2-1. They drew with West Brom 2-2. And their single loss away was to Chelsea, which was a 4-2 loss, which they were very close to win in that game. So
they had a huge chance at one stage to go 3-1 up. So in that game, so like if they go 3-1 up, then
they probably do win that game. But
yeah, exactly. I said to my brother earlier, I honestly think whoever scores the first goal in this game against Watford wins. We concede the first goal, they'll go on and make it 2 or 3. We score the first one, we could have a bit of confidence to go on and make it 2. But I honestly think whoever scores the first goal in this game will win, whether it's in the first minute or the 90th minute.
There's a few danger men at Watford. I don't know if you have anything else to say on Lyon. I kind of moved on because I can't be fucked.
If I say anything on Lyon, we'll be here for another 20 minutes.
All right. Well, there's a few danger men at Watford. Obviously, you got the Troy Deeneys and those types of players who everyone obviously knows. But, players sort of flown under the radar a little bit this season has been very impressive. Is a defensive midfielder named Decore, a 24-year-old from Mali. 4 goals this season in 10 games. He's
not even a country.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
it must be.
It's incredible.
They signed him from Rennes in the French league, and French teams are fucking us over at the moment, so he's probably going to fuck us over. He's been a great player this season, 4 goals.
You know what I can't wait for? Tom Cleverley to score. I reckon that'd be good.
Reckon he'll celebrate?
Oh, yeah. 100%.
The other one, Richarlison, is a player that has been.
He's such a fake Brazilian. He's not even Brazilian. He's probably he's not Brazilian. I don't give a fuck.
African American. 3 goals and 2 assists in 10 games this season. Good player.
Very good, but he's a very weird bloke.
They've got a good team. Defensively, they are suspect.
Definitely, it's just we don't have any strikers to test that.
I mean,
I would start Rooney up front for this game, for one.
Yeah, for one.
Because I reckon he could bring a lot of experience, obviously, to our attack against a defence that doesn't look that incredible.
Okay.
Just throwing it out there. I think Rooney should be starting because a lot of people think Rooney, and I am one of them, think Rooney should just be a 20-minute player every game. But I would keep Calvert-Lewin on the bench for this game.
Because we'll find out exactly how that turns out an hour before the game. Troy Deeney, like I mentioned before, is a player everyone knows in this team. The news is a little bit conflicted here. I think has been suspended for this one. I'm not 100% sure. I think he's been suspended for eye gouging.
Nice. I like that.
With Joe Allen in the cup game.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Good man.
I'm not sure if... Oh, no, not the cup game, just against Stoke last week. I'm not sure if he's been suspended for this game. I can't tell you right now.
That's brilliant. Yeah. What a man. Like that.
Yeah, so... Look, realistically, this is we talk about Europa League game being the biggest Europa League game we've had in a while, European fixture.
Since probably Dinamo Kiev.
This is arguably, we say it every game, but every game is a cup final. It's a must-win game at the moment. If we can win this game and push ourselves up into the international break, up to out of the relegation zone, to 15th or so, it doesn't look as bad. And, it will give the players a little bit of a confidence boost. And we win this game, we can push on. We're only 11 points outside top 5. I know it sounds like a lot, but there's a long time left in the season.
It's not as bad. It is bad. We're playing horrible, but it's not as, threatening for relegation as people think it is. Because, our next 4 games in the Premier League are Watford, Palace, Southampton. Our next 5 games in the Premier League are Watford, Palace, Southampton, West Ham and Huddersfield. If we can pick up 10 points, I know it's difficult to look at right now, but if we can pick up 10 points from those 5 games, at least, then there's a huge chance we'll be sitting around 10th, 11th after that. And realistically, we will be clear of relegation. Going into not a hard patch, but into a patch that could be a bit testy, like we have teams like Liverpool away, Newcastle and Chelsea in the space of 2 weeks after that. But if we can get 10 points out of those 5 games, realistically looking at them, we should win all 5, but we're not going to win all 5. But if we get 10 points out of those 5 games, we're clear of relegation and we'll be sitting around mid-table. And if we could somehow grind our way to January and by January 1st be sitting about 10th, I don't see why there's any reason why we can't push ourselves to, like, we'll get a striker in January. I have no doubt we'll get a striker in January. And then we can push ourselves to finish about 7th or 8th at the end of the season, which obviously isn't what we wanted at the start of the season, but at the same time could try and have a cup run in the FA Cup as well. So it's not as, if we lose this, I was shitting myself, 100%, but this is a huge game. Like you said, it's genuinely a cup final, because if we can win it, then we're out of relegation and we can go into the international break with a bit of momentum.
Swansea, West Ham and West Brom don't win.
Yeah, but like realistically, if we win for once, we can go into a international break with a bit of momentum as well, because we have a really good knack of going into international breaks with no momentum in the slightest. We love losing the last game heading into an international break just to leave everyone fuming for 2 weeks. But the good thing about Everton lately is everyone's been fuming for over a month now because we didn't win in the whole month of October.
I just want to say, history in regards to this fixture does favour Everton. In 8 Premier League games against Watford in the history, we've won 5 and drawn 2 and lost just the 1, which was last season away to Watford.
I remember that. That was great fun. Some bloke I've never heard of decided to pop up and score a dog.
I don't know who that was.
Still plays for him. I don't know.
Watford have only picked up 1 point from their previous 10 visits to Goodison Park. A draw coming on the opening day of 2015-16 season, which we also remember. We haven't lost 3 consecutive home games since March 2016. Yeah, you did. Kone for the late one. But, excluding own goals, no side has had fewer goal scorers in the Premier League this season than Everton, with only Rooney and Niasse scoring in the league, which is concerning, considering neither of them start realistically. But it doesn't bode too well this season. But
we should be winning, honestly. Like, I know we say it every week, and then like you said, we say it every week that we have to win it and it's a must win and everything, but it genuinely is, because we can't afford to go into an international break having 6 losses in a row hanging over our heads. Like, that would be extremely grim. Like, if we can pull out a result and get, probably at this stage it looks like get Daesh in to try and get some stability to the team and then have a decent run heading into January, then we'll be alright. But yeah, if we lose, it'll be the first time in a long time, I reckon, that we've lost 6 games in a row. Can't remember the last time we've lost 6 games in a row in all competitions, because it's the first time we've lost 5 games in a row since 2005. So I don't remember the last time we lost 6 games in a row in all competitions, but
we probably lost 6 in a row that season too.
Yeah, probably.
Wouldn't that be better?
But yeah, would you like to hear my lineup and have your thoughts on it, Jordan?
I'll give you a lineup, yeah.
I've got Pickford in goals. I don't think you would have anything wrong with that. I've got Holgate.
I would like to see Louis Gray get a run.
This is a questionable sort of one. I've got Holgate at right back.
I don't know, I wasn't going to say anything, I just wanted to listen.
Yeah, I've got Holgate right back. I don't know if people like that or not, but I've got Holgate right back. I've got Keane, Jagielka and Baines also across the back. Idrissa Gueye and Davy Klaassen in the central midfield with Morales, Sigurdsson and Vlasic across the attacking midfield and Rooney up front.
Yeah, if that was the lineup, I'd take it.
Yeah, but it'll be Stecklenburg, Keane, Williams, Holgate, who's the left back? Martina will come back from injury. One thing that pissed me off on yesterday morning was Schneiderlin, because he deliberately did that.
It looked that way, didn't it?
Yeah, he has 110. Like, the players passed him, and he knows.
He's suspended then, yeah.
Yeah.
How long?
1 game. But that one game is for the Premier League, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Well,
I'm pretty sure, anyway. But even if he's not suspended for this game, then he shouldn't be a part of the team anyway, because that's shitty. He deliberately got the red card.
Look, at the end of the day, you could say that this is a good opportunity again for Benny Benigami to have a run. And
I wouldn't start him.
He's an all-action
midfielder.
He's someone that we do need in the team. And he's more
I'd
all-action
definitely
than
give him a run. 100% I'd give him a run, but I wouldn't start him. Because he's just played 90 minutes in Lyon, so you don't really want to overwork him. But at the same time, I would definitely give him minutes. And it's sort of a weird one because I want to see Davies play, but also we haven't played Davy Klassen since bloody September. Well, we played him at least once in October probably, but he's barely played. And I want to see Sandro play as well. That's what I don't understand with our press conferences is none of the people interviewing Unsworth or Koeman have asked about Sandro.
I will actually say there was something I read today about that, and I'll try to find it. You can talk about something else. I'll try to find it.
Well, I'm just going to stay on Sandro. I'm going to repeat myself in the last podcast. I don't understand why he's not being looked at for the squad because he scored 14 goals last season in La Liga, and right now we're lacking goals. Even if we start him on the wing, because he's pretty fast. So I wouldn't be against starting him on the wing, but I don't understand how he's not getting a look in at all. Like, he's played about 4 games for us in all comps. Same with Davy Klassen. And we spent a combined 30 million on him. So, like... But, yeah, it's fucking... doesn't make sense to me. It'll make sense to me once you tell me this thing, but right now it doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, I'm struggling to find it, to say the least. But yeah. Look, I mean, I'm a big fan of Sandro.
I'm a big fan of Klassen.
Not. Yeah, and we both are, but he's not.
He technically isn't the striker that we need.
Well, what he hasn't done, he hasn't shown enough to most fans in regards to in front of goals. So obviously, the one goal he scored for us was a pre-season friendly against Sevilla. Nice little finish, by the way.
But has he been given enough of a chance?
No, and he hasn't. And that's
exactly.
We all know what Everton fans are like, and Everton Twitter, and they jump on players back straight away. If they're
in 3 weeks, everyone will think Benigami shit.
Probably. If they have one bad game, look, Everton fans have short memories. We don't. We look at the bigger picture, calm down, make opinions based off a number of aspects and a number of games and appearances and stuff like that. And notice the little things a bit more. But most fans don't. Like, most fans are, generic football fans. They look at a performance. If he doesn't score and he's a striker, he's shit. If he doesn't create and he's an attacking midfielder, he's shit. Like, if he doesn't cross well and he's a winger or a wing back, he's shit. If he can't defend and he's a defender, well, he probably is shit, realistically. But there's a lot, like, we look at Davy Klassen, we look at the little touches he has and gets out of danger, the run he made for Rooney's goal against Stoke, how he drew the defender away, is football smarts, and that's what most people don't realise. I
honestly think Davy Klassen is one of the best players in our squad.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
What we need right now, and I think midfield isn't really a part of our game where we're genuinely struggling right now, because I think we're reasonably good in the midfield. But we need someone who's a cool head in our midfield, and right now we don't have that. Davy Klassen is a cool head. Like, I know he was on the bench against Lyon, and from all reports, apparently it was a part of the plans to give him minutes in the second half. But dickhead Martina got injured. But it doesn't make sense to me how they're not a part of the squads, because I know Sandro technically isn't a striker we're looking for right now. We're looking for a sort of target man, like a Benteke, a Dzeko, a Giroud sort of player. but still, he's a striker who can put the ball in the back of the net. So
it's interesting. I still can't find this Sandro thing. I seen it earlier. Yeah, but whatever. It is what it is. You don't see me complaining.
What was it about?
It was just saying that Unsworth was praising him and saying he's a good player. He's a goal scorer. He's fine. He's doing well in training. He needs time to adapt. Whatever.
Maybe he was starting against Watford.
Yeah, well, maybe. But he says all the shit that he repeats. He needs time to adapt. But the only way he's going to adapt is if he plays and gets experience.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I think is we're in a patch. Like I said it on Twitter before the Lyon game, and I'm pretty sure I said it in the podcast as well, is we've got Klassen and Sandro who haven't been given enough minutes, and what they need right now is confidence and game time. We're already struggling enough as it is, so why not just give them 180 minutes heading into the international break? If they stink the place up, they stink the place up. But who knows? They could come out. Klassen could assist Sandro in the first minute against Watford. And then I'll be like, oh, fuck, this is boss. Why haven't we been doing this all season?
It's true.
So
the squad needs a breath of fresh air.
Genuinely.
And,
like,
we look at Klassen, and when he was at Ajax, he was worshipped like a god. He was their captain. At 23, he was captaining Ajax, one of the most prestigious clubs in Europe.
5 months ago, he captained Ajax in the Europa League final.
Exactly, and he might not have played well in the Europa League final, but he was a big part of them making that Europa League final, and he was in the Dutch squad. He was doing well. He got a big money move to the Premier League, and he earned it. And obviously, people look at Steve Walsh and think not great signings or whatever, but he's obviously a very good player. Sandro scored 16 goals or whatever, 14 goals at Malaga last season. Scored the third most goals from outside the box besides Messi and Suarez in the league, and obviously two big name players, and he's third on that list. And he's only 20 years old in La Liga, and he's doing that. And I know La Liga is an interesting league because there's obviously Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, and Barcelona that run the league essentially, and Sevilla's sort of slightly underneath that. But and there's a lot of average teams, but there's no reason why he can't do that at Everton. If you pick the ball up outside the box, we saw it. I don't know who it was against. It might have been against Tottenham, and we've seen Sandro for a little patch. And he's come on and he's tested Lloris twice. I think he forced Lloris into a fingertip save over the crossbar, another long-range shot straight at him. Something like that. I think that was the last time he played, to be honest. Off the bench, and he had 2 shots on goal and forced Lloris into 2 saves, and you haven't seen him since. So
yeah, exactly. Look, we could sit here and talk about it all day because we both do rate Sandro and Davy Klassen, but I guess we're not the managers, so what do we do?
It's interesting because I feel like we do a fucking better job than managers sometimes. You know what? It's actually ridiculous.
It is. We honestly...
I don't understand. Fuck it, we're getting into fuck it. We're going to be managers. Whoever gets manager signs one or the other as the assistant manager, and then we're G.
No, it's actually legit though. It's so obvious. It's not even just us. It is so obvious to so many Everton fans right now what we need and what we want, what we should be doing. It is so obvious. And every single week, whoever the manager is, every single week the manager persists to do completely different. And every single week we're losing. And wouldn't it be funny if just 1 week the manager got a spot on to what everyone else thinks the team should be and we win? And that's what we've been saying for months.
Put us in a manager role at Everton, taking the Champions League.
If we're wrong, then we're wrong. Just say Sandro and Klassen start, and we play with width, and we play the lineup that I just said, but instead Sandro starts instead of Rudy, and we lose. Then fair enough. But what else is going to happen? Right now we're losing anyway. We've lost 5 in a row. We're in relegation. We're out of the Europa League. We're out of the EFL Cup. So what's the worst that could happen?
The saying goes, don't change something that isn't broken. But it's quite clear that this is broken. So why aren't we changing it?
We're pretty fucking broken at the moment, if I'm honest. So
who knows? Whatever. A win could change our season around. Hopefully we get that result and we can fucking start turning heads again and being a good team.
Victory play on Monday, so if we win, I'm heading straight to the fucking pub.
Right, I think we'll leave it there. We've probably spoken about enough. Follow us on Podbean and also Twitter first. SOSCFC1878. We tweet shit, we talk shit, and we do shits. Because we're men and women don't shit. Follow us on Podbean as well. Flicking the bean all season long until the championship next season, in which case I probably can't be fucked on a podcast about the championship.
Could you imagine?
Away days at fucking Burton Albion. Fuck off.
I'm planning to go to England next year for the start of the new season. Imagine if I plan to go to England and we're the fucking championship. So instead of travelling to United and Chelsea and Arsenal away, I'm travelling to fucking Fulham.
You'll get one of the newly promoted teams from League One, Oxford. Imagine travelling to Oxford away, God. First game of the season next season. Go on.
I think the ground only holds like fucking 7,000 people, and last week and yesterday we took like 10,000 people to Lyon.
Yeah, well. Imagine the scenes.
Away tickets would be hard to find.
We probably don't have to worry about relegation for another 20 weeks, realistically. So I think we're right. Well,
I'll tell you what, we lose this week, I'll be right. I'm fucking starting to worry.
Well, I think everyone's worrying, to be honest. I'm just not going to worry for 20 weeks until we're fucking mathematically out of it. Even if we're mathematically in it, I don't know.
You'll be praying that one of the teams fucking starts a fucking stadium ride so they get automatically relegated.
How Everton would it be to fucking stay up last day of the season, score a winner, let off flares, start punching cunts in the other team and raid the pitch, and then we get fined fucking $50,000, deducted 3 points and get relegated. That would be banned. That'd be absolute ban.
Honestly, UEFA should have just banned us from the Europa League when one of our fans fucking shinned the Lyon player. Would have just fucking saved a lot of time and effort, to be honest.
Would have allowed more time on the training pitch.
They should have just banned us when fucking we punched on with the Hijack split players. And no, not their players, their fans.
I'd rather we just lost to fucking Rosenbrock.
That would have been better.
Hey, West Ham came out that season and played well when they got knocked out in the first qualifying stage of Europa League.
They did too, didn't they? It could be a blessing in disguise. We've got 3 months now, or 2 months now, just to focus solely on
the league
until the FA Cup comes around. And realistically, we have no mentality going into cups anyway, so if we just lose to like Burton Albion away in the first game anyway. So we've got the rest of the season just to focus on the Premier League, so hopefully that could just be a blessing in disguise.
Yeah, we'll see. It happened last season when we got knocked out of the FA Cup.
Yeah, you know, we'll sit in like 10th.
And then when I was like, I tweeted, everyone got fucking shitty at me, which is fair enough, but I was like, at least now we can focus on the league, and we ended up playing well in the league, so, yeah. I'll take it with your bad.
That said, I would rather finish 8th this season than 7th, so I wouldn't have to worry about Europa League next season.
Would you rather come 10th or get relegated but win the FA Cup?
10th. Fuck getting relegated. Not getting relegated. Fuck that.
Or would you rather win the FA Cup and come 17th?
Oh, win the FA Cup and come 17th, 100%. Fuck getting relegated.
Would you rather come 8th? I don't know. I'm not playing this game. Jake, until next time.
Up the fucking time.